Starting. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayat Srimvatam Swakata Krishna Punyasravana Kirtana Hrudayantosto Yamadrani Vitanoti Sutsatam नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्ति भवति नैष्टिकी. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, The Creation of the Fourth Order, Chapter 7, The Sacrifice Performed by Daksha, verses 35 and 36. Verse number 35. Siddha Vacha आयं त्वत्कथामृष्टा पीयूषानाद्यं मनोवारणः क्लेशादवाग्निदग्धः तृष्टर्तो वागदो न संसारादवं सस्मारादवं न निष्क्रमति ब्रह्म सम्पन्नवन्नः. Synonyms: Siddha, the Siddhas, Ucha, prayed, I am this, Tvatkatha, your pastimes, Mrista, pure, Piyusha of nectar, Nadhyam in the river, Mana of the mind, Varana the elephant, Klesha sufferings, Dava Agni by the forest fire, Dagdha burned, Trisha thrust, Artha afflicted, Avagadha being immersed, Na Sasmara does not remember, Davam the forest fire or the miseries, Na Nishkramati not come out, Brahma the absolute, Sampannavat like having merged, Na or. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation: the Siddhas prayed like an elephant that has suffered in a forest fire but can forget all its troubles by entering a river. Our minds, O Lord, always merged in the nectarian river of your transcendental pastimes, and they desire never to leave such transcendental bliss, which is as good as the pleasure of merging in the Absolute. Purport: this statement is from the Siddhas, the inhabitants of Siddhaloka, where the 8 kinds of material perfections are complete. The residents of Siddhaloka have full control in the 8 kinds of yogic perfection, but from their statement it appears that they are pure devotees. They always merge in the nectarian river of hearing of the pastimes of the Lord. Hearing of the pastimes of the Lord is called Krishna Katha. Similarly, there is a statement by Prahlad Maharaj that those who are always merged in the ocean of the nectarian of describing the Lord's pastimes are liberated and have no fear of the material condition of life. The Siddhas say that the mind of an ordinary person is full of anxieties. The example is given of the elephant who has suffered in a forest fire and who entered into a river for relief. If persons who are suffering in the forest fire of this material existence will only enter into the nectarian river of the description of the pastimes of the Lord, they will forget all the troubles of the miserable material existence. The Siddhas do not care for futile activities such as performing sacrifices and achieving the good results. They simply merge in the transcendental discussions of the pastimes of the Lord that makes them completely happy without care for pious or impious activities. For those who are always in Krishna consciousness, there is no need to perform any kind of pious or impious sacrifices or activities. Krishna consciousness is itself complete, for it includes all the processes praised in the Vedic scriptures. Text 36. Yajamanya Uvacha Swagatam te prasidesha tubhyam namaha Srinivasa Shriya Kanta Ayatrahinaha Tvamrute Dishanange Makha Shobhate Shirsha Hinha Kakbando Yata Purushaha. Yajamani, the wife of the Daksha, Uvacha prayed, Su Agatam, auspicious appearance, Te, your Prasida, become pleased. Isha, my dear Lord, Tubhyam unto you, goddess of fortune, Shriya with Lakshmi, Kantaya, your wife. Trahi protect na as tvam you rute without Atisha, O Supreme Controller, na not Ange without bodily limbs. With body limbs. Makha, the sacrificial arena, so Bhakte is beautiful. Sirsha Nha without the head. Kabandha possessed of only a body. Yata ya as Purusha a person. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. The wife of Daksha prayed as follows. My dear Lord, it is very fortunate that you have appeared in this arena of sacrifice. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you, and I request that you be pleased on this occasion. The sacrificial arena is not beautiful without you, just as a body is not beautiful without the head. Purport. Another name of Lord Vishnu is Yagneshwara. In Bhagavad Gita, it is said that all the activities should be performed as Vishnu Yagna for the pleasure of Lord Vishnu. Unless we please him, whatever we do is the cause of our bondage in the material world. This is confirmed herein by the wife of Daksha. Without your presence, the grandeur of this sacrificial ceremony is useless, just as a body without the head, however decorated it may be, is useless. The comparison is equally applicable to the social body. Material civilization is very proud of being advanced, but it is actually the useless trunk of a body without a head. Without Krishna consciousness, without an understanding of Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, any advancement in a civilization, no matter how sophisticated, is of no value. There is a statement in the Hari Bhakti Suddhodaya 3.11. Bhagavad Bhakti Hinasya Jati Shastram Japastapa Apranasyaiva Dehasya Mandanam Loka Ranjanam. The purport is that sometimes when a friend or relative dies, especially among lower class men, the body is decorated, the dead body is decorated, dressed and ornamented, the body is taken in procession. That sort of decoration of the dead body has no actual value because the life force is already gone. Similarly, without Krishna consciousness, any aristocracy, any social prestige, or any advancement of material civilization is as good as the decoration of a dead body. The name of the wife of Daksha was Pasuti, and she was the daughter of Swayambhuva Manu. Her sister Devahuti was married to Kardama Muni, and Kapila Deva, the personality of Godhead, became her son. Prasuti then was the aunt of Lord Vishnu. She was asking the favor of Lord Vishnu in an affectionate mood. Since she was his aunt, she sought some special favor. Also significant in this verse is that the Lord is praised with the good goddess of fortune. Wherever Lord Vishnu is worshipped, naturally there is the favor of the goddess of fortune. Lord Vishnu is addressed as Amruta, transcendental. The demigods, including Brahma and Lord Shiva, were produced after the creation, but Lord Vishnu existed before the creation. He is therefore addressed as Amruta. Lord Vishnu is worshipped with his internal energy by the Vaishnavas. Prasuti, the wife of Daksha, implored the Lord to turn the priestess into Vaishnavas instead of simply free-to workers performing sacrifices for some material benefits. Thus, hence purport. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते रमापदस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारि निर्विशेष शून्यमति पाश्चात्य देशतारिणि। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. I humbly bow down and seek blessings from all the assembled Vaishnavas. Thank you so much for giving me opportunity to purify myself, and please forgive me for any shortcomings or misinterpretations. I'm summarizing these verses, especially from the Srila Prabhupada purport. So we are discussing that Daksha, some little background, Daksha performed an yajna and different great personalities all over the universe. They have attended the yajna ceremony and offered their respective prayers. So in this verse 35, there is a prayer which is offered by Siddhas. The Siddhas offered the prayers, the inhabitants of Siddhaloka. They prayed like, O Lord, our minds always merge in the nectarian river of your transcendental pastimes, and they desire never to leave such transcendental bliss. So they are ecstatically praying in the yajna ceremony. This statement, Siddha stated with an example of elephant, like an elephant that has suffered in the forest fire but can forget all his troubles by entering a river. So whenever, for example, we are having fire problems or sufferings or etc., when you please Lord, definitely all those will be eradicated. So, in continuation, little background about Siddhas. Like Siddha, who are Siddhas in general? Siddhas, they are great personalities. They are mystic yogis. They have achieved 8 types of siddhis, which means a great mystic power. Like they can fly, they can become smaller than the smallest, bigger than the biggest. They have all like mystic powers. They can do all those such things. But ultimately, they are pure devotees of uh, Supreme Personality of Godhead, and they will reside in a loka called Siddha Loka, which is one of the higher planet. So they are also attended and offered their prayers. So in the purport, Prabhupada says that uh, they are always merged in the nectarian river of hearings of the pastimes of the Supreme Lord, called Krishna Katha. So first of all, they are Siddhas, they are pure devotees. You might think they know it, but still they are also constantly engaged in hearing of the Krishna Katha. Here, anything hearing about Krishna is nothing but the Krishna Katha, like not only hearing and chanting, but also in addition to that, there's some activities like pastimes, Krishna's past activities, and about the devotees, pure devotees of Krishna and their pastimes, etc. This all comes under Krishna Katha. So they are constantly engaged in that one. In addition to that, Prabhupada also mentioned in the purport that Prabhupada quoted a statement from Prahlad Maharaj that those who are always merged in the ocean of the nectarian of describing the Lord's pastimes are liberated and have real condition. That means those who are constantly engaged in Krishna Katha, those who have full faith in Krishna, those who are constantly chanting, doing the regular activities, that means they never think or they never thought about their material existence. They always think that somehow or the other, Krishna will maintain. I no need to worry about my material life because they have full faith in Krishna. But little bit sidetrack. In addition to that, uh, we can see that in the ordinary man is full of anxieties because they are not in Krishna consciousness. They are facing a lot of problems. Their mind is not controlled. Their life is going miserable. So these are things are coming. Their whole body, platform, mind, intelligence, and everything. They are surrounded by Maya. That's the reason they always in the mood or in the concept of sense gratification, but not on the self perception. So anything material that has to end and which is not at all eternal, because matter is not eternal, it has to end. That's the reason they are having a lot of anxieties. So in Bhagavad Gita 2.27, Krishna says that Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityor dhruvam janma mrityasya cha tasmat apariharya rite na tvam sochitam arhasi. The translation is that one who has taken his birth is sure to die, and after death, one is sure to take birth again. Therefore, in the unavoidable discharge of your duty, you should not lament. So, this lamentation is happening because of the lot of anxieties. They are not on the Krishna consciousness platform, they are on the bodily platform. So, if you are in Krishna consciousness, all these miseries will be minimized. That's the reason Prabhupada, the Siddhas quoted an example, like an elephant, taken that elephant example. Elephant who has suffered in a forest fire, who enters a river for on this river for relief, like attains the transcendental bliss immediately. So for those who are in Krishna conscience and don't need to perform in the bottom, perform in the purport. Purport also says that if you are in Krishna consciousness, that means no need to do any extra activities as well. Though it gives whatever you required, whatever is required for your material life, uh, all the sacrifices which is required in whole Kali Yuga, that is all attained in the whole process. So no need to perform any extra things like pious or impious activities or sacrifices at all. So on the Krishna consciousness itself complete, for it includes all the processes praised in the Vedic scriptures. That's the bottom of that verses. So in this verse 35, however, Siddhas are glorifying Lord in the ceremony about Krishna Katha. So like I said, Krishna Katha is nothing but hearing about the pastimes of the Lord, like Nama, Guna, Leela, etc. Okay, these are little literature I'm not understanding, and sometimes some questions will come like, but least to least we can chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. By chanting, we are hearing. That is also a part of Shravanam, which is purifies our heart because directly enters into the heart where Paramatma resides. So that is a thing we can take from verse 35. Coming to next verse 36, this is a prayer offered by wife of Daksha Prasuti. So she says that Swagatam te prasidesha tubhyam namaha. My dear Lord, it is very fortunate that you have appeared in this arena of sacrifice, and I offer my respectful obeisances. So she is offering her obeisances and to the Lord Vishnu, because whatever we do in our life without pleasing Lord Vishnu, it's a waste of labor, and it creates a lot of material bondage because we will attach to that work, no matter we like good doctor or scientist or engineer, etc. So that's the reason in the purpose says that another name of the Lord Vishnu is Igneshwara. So in Bhagavad Gita 3.9 it states that whatever we do, we need to do to please Lord Vishnu. Yagnartak karmano nyantra lokayam karma bandhana tadartam karma kaunteya mukta sangha samachara. Work done as a sacrifice for Vishnu has to be performed. Otherwise, work causes bondage in this material world. Therefore, O son of Kunti, perform your prescribed duties for his satisfaction, and in that way, you will always remain free from bondage. So, whatever we do in our life, that has to please Lord Vishnu, and it has to done for the satisfaction as a yajna, as a sacrifice to the Lord Vishnu. Otherwise, we will be attached to that work. So in that context, Prasuti, the wife of Daksha, asking Lord Vishnu, please bestow mercy on us. Without your presence, the grandeur of this sacrificial ceremony is useless. Just as a body without the head, however decorated, it may be useless. So, uh, so in our life also, we may think that in our material civilization, I have some X amount of things to do, some like material strong, very good material life, like name, fame, position, etc. Whatever we are doing, whatever position we are, those activities, our life, when you please Lord Vishnu, when we sacrifice our activities to the Lord Vishnu, that means we are in the right track. Otherwise, this material lavish life or aristocratic, whatever it is useless at the end of the day. Any advancement in the civilization, no matter how much sophisticated, is of no value at all because we are not praising Lord Vishnu. In general, people are so proud on their positions, like I said, but without pleasing or without understanding the basic fundamental and status whatever in the society, that's useless. First of all, we need to be very fortunate that because the getting the woman life is very rare, and we don't have that opportunity in each and every life. So as we have got this opportunity as women life, we need to correct, we need to self realize ourselves, and we need to get the advantage of this process in a very complete sense, with 100%. Because if we don't have the knowledge about the soul, what is soul, and how the human body became and everything, it's completely useless. Which is biggest unfortunate. and we are repeating the things again and again, birth after again, death after again, birth, and same cycle repeats like eating, sleeping, mating, and defending instead of realizing self-realization. So what I understood is that whatever we got by causeless mercy, with the mercy of Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj and senior devotees, we got this opportunity to enter into the journey of Krishna consciousness. So we need to take it very seriously, and we need to continue for rest of our life. So so that we can take maximum benefit of it. Sometimes my mind says that okay, let me continue some life on this material right now. I can do the major activities during my old age or maybe after retirement. That is not possible because as soon as we get the chance, we have here when we are at child stage. When we take this process from initial stage only, then at the end it will becomes perfect and we can rectify our life. So minimum things what we can do is like four regulative principles, minimum 16 rods chanting. So these basic things can bring a lot of changes in our life, and in that way we can correct our life. So thank you so much for giving this opportunity. Vancha kalpatarubhascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.